We think we have a very healthy relationship to the masculine, and we're getting a bit of a wake-up call. Like, how much resentment are we still holding?
What, in your mind, is happening in this world
Holy.
right now? We're like, well, just so everybody knows, we're like filming this between a
I was wondering, like, does she
We're
know?
filming it right now
She's doing
during this time, but
eclipses.
I don't know when you're watching this, but I believe this time is actually, by the time you're watching this, was all a part of the energy that's coming.
Yeah.
So the females
Cool.
that are 40 years plus.
Yeah.
What's coming for us?
Oh, man.
What's an invitation for us, and what you sense is coming?
I love it. I think a really huge part for females over 40, I would even say like 30s, mid 30s, yeah, into 40s, and we're all on our own timelines, but is very much this creating a much healthier relationship to the masculine. We think we have a very healthy relationship to the masculine, and it's kind of going to be a wake-up call, is my sense. We're getting a bit of a wake-up call. Like, our relationship to our own masculine, our relationship to the masculine outside of ourselves, like, how much resentment are we still holding that we don't know we're holding? And not even outside of ourselves, even at ourselves. Like, angry that my own masculine is still running over my feminine, and I'm exhausted. I'm hitting burnout. I'm I'm not taking care of myself. That's how it shows up, right? Yeah. But this deeper undercurrent, or our relationships just don't work.
The relationships
are just hard. Like, we can't figure this out. Like, and it's like, why doesn't this work? Mm-hmm. You know, and I think a lot of women in that age group, they're kind of like ballers in the world, you know, like getting stuff done, making things happen. But then it's like these other interesting areas of our lives where it's like, wow, I just can't quite figure this part out.
I'm a baller in the external world, but in my relationship behind curtains, I'm like crumbling.
Yeah.
And I feel like...
Or my self-care, like my body is not happy. I'm not sleeping. I'm not, you know, like that self-care piece. I think that's one of the doorways in and relationships. I think those are like the surface level, how it's showing up on the surface level. And then if we were to dig deeper and deeper and deeper, we could go, wow, it's actually the relationship between my masculine and my feminine on these really deep unconscious levels. And if I were to find a way that they could respect each other more, and to the next level, not just respect each other to get along, but to actually be in devotion to each other, we would end up being wildly successful in relationship, in lovemaking, in self-care, in career, in making money, in all of the places.
Wow.
Without compromising, because it's like we're still compromising parts of self for external things that we think will make us happy, and it's not, and we're getting really
pissed off.
Yeah. Or just like dead.
Yeah.
Starting to feel dead inside.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, in my mind, what I'm super aware of is what's going on in America, what's maybe going on in Europe. What do you feel is coming in those regards? Do you have any sensation on that, or is it not something you focus on?
These are like the conversations I have behind closed doors with like...
I know, do you feel comfortable?
Totally.
Okay.
Totally.
But they are behind the closed door conversation because you don't want to piss anyone off.
I don't know. It's like this tipping point. I don't know how America has kept sweeping it under the carpet. Like, this to me is like mind-blowing. Like, wait, okay, how have we avoided the financial thing that's coming? How have we avoided the political thing that's coming? Like, how do we keep propping this up and like painting another layer of paint on the broken wall? Like, I mean, maybe we'll keep doing this for a lot of years. I don't know.
We're like master illusionists.
That's exactly how.
We're like so good at it. We're like, that's not ugly.
Everything's fine. Everything's fine. It's fine. Nothing to see here. Everything's fine. And it's interesting with, like you mentioned, the eclipses, but the astrology, how that's affecting America. Like, there's Pluto return. There's now a Chiron return for America specifically. And those are very interesting astrological energetics that is hitting America. So new earth or new world or new consciousness. Our consciousness is ever evolving. So we're moving into the new, but it's also this like, well, how long are we going to cling on to the old? You know, like how long are we going to get our grubby paws into the old and go kicking and screaming? It's like we're going kicking and screaming into, because it's safety and security, like bless our little souls. Like we know this, like, but I know this, and it puts food on the table, or it's, you know, comfortable enough. And so I don't know, like, what is the event that's going to get us to take our paws off and
change?
Yeah. We're moving into the new. Collective consciousness is moving into the new. It's happening.